Welcome back to Holistic Flow. I am your girl Lolo, and today's video is going to be showing you how I put in my cowrie shells or my beads that are in my hair, and also answering some questions that y'all have asked me about them. And I'm going to demo like physically on camera how I take them out and put them in. A couple of y'all had asked me questions like, how do you put them in? Do you wash your hair with them in? Or how do you wash your hair with them in? Where did you get them from? Are you thinking about putting other lock charms or beads in your hair as well? So I'll answer all those questions in this video. Before we get into it, if you are new here to my channel, hello. Here on Holistic Flow, we are creating a safe space, a place for self-love, self-growth, and maturity, and we're taking a journey towards an overall better mind, body, and spirit connection. So if you're with that, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications so you know whenever I upload a new video. If you have done that, thank you so much. And let's get back into this video. The first question I'll answer is, do I wash my hair with the shells or the beads in my hair? The answer is yes. I just wash my hair like any other time that I will wash my hair. Feel free to refer to any of my wash day videos. I have maybe like 3 of them, but I think I have 2 of them with the shells in my hair, and they do fine in my hair. There was just one time, and I think it was maybe the second time that I ever washed my hair with these shells in my hair. After I finish rinsing out the shampoo on the second lather, I'll go ahead and like kind of scrunch my hair like this to wring out the water. And I think when I was doing that, I had squeezed too hard on one of the shells and it broke in the shower. Like it broke in between my fingers. I guess I had incredible Hulk strength that day because the shell just broke into pieces, so I had to replace that one. Other than that, it's just like normal. I just wash my hair with them. The only bead that I do take out of my hair is this one in the back. I first put this set of beads on my hair before I put any of the other shells on. So I think I put these beads on like very, very early in my lock journey. Maybe like it had to be like 3 months into my lock journey, I put these in. That's why it's so long, because it always weighed down my lock. So this one had beads on it. All the other locks didn't have any beads on it or anything like that. So they got a chance to shrink up more. But this one, I intended it for it to be a rat tail, but I don't even really wear a rat tail in a style. So it's just different at this point. All the other shells that I have in currently, I put these in sometime. It had to be in the beginning of November or the end of October when I put these in. And if I'm incorrect, then I will correct myself on the screen. I mostly put them in for decoration, and I placed them pretty strategically. So the way my hair grows naturally, and my hair has always grown like this, it naturally grows in layers. It was like a top layer that would be like this length, and then the bottom layer that would be just straight down. I placed my beads strategically all on like the top rows of my locks, all of the locks that are shorter. I don't have any on these longer locks that grow in the bottom layer of my head, so I'll do like a 360. Another thing is that when I did put these beads in my locks, none of the locks that had the beads on them had fully matured. So my locks weren't fully matured, so that had to be in like my 8th or 9th month having locks. Pretty much all of my locks have fully matured at the end, to where if I tried to put a bead on them, it would be really difficult to do that. I'll show you more so what I'm talking about when I actually put them on, but since then, the ends of my locks have rounded out a lot and all of them are fully mature. Now I'll go ahead and take one off so I can show you how I put it on. All right, so as you can see, when you compare this lock or the end of this lock to the end of, let's say, another one, like if you compare these three ends together, it is evident that these two on the end have definitely rounded out at the end to where if I try to put like a bead on it, it will be really difficult because they've already locked up to the end because my locks have matured now. But at the time that I put the bead on this lock, it hadn't really matured yet, and you can see that because the end is still pretty thin. So I pretty much have three things. The first thing is I have, of course, the cowrie shells or the beads, and I got them from my local beauty supply store. Another thing I have is a really small bobby pin. This is the smallest bobby pin I could find, and I use this to kind of thread the bead through my hair onto the end of the lock. I mean, I have pretty small hands, but the bobby pin is less than half of my index finger. And then the third thing, which is pretty important, is just a little rubber band. By the way, I got the cowrie shells from my local beauty supply store. The first thing I want to do is like take the cowrie shell, and I don't want to take just any shell. I made sure for all of the shells that they have the largest section here. So with this shell, this hole right here is pretty large on the front and the back, because that hole is where I would be putting the bobby pin through, and I want to make sure that I can put it through on both sides, this side and that side. Boom. But if I try another cowrie shell, let me try to find one that has a smaller hole. For example, I probably wouldn't use this one. This is a bit smaller, because if I try to put the bobby pin through, I can't really get it through. Sorry for the focus. I can't really get the bobby pin through to the other side on either side. That's why I'm sticking with a larger one. I can put the bobby pin through like that. So first, I'll just take the end of the lock that I want to put the bead on, and I'm going to place the end of the bobby pin on the lock. And I'm actually going to put it on the very end of the lock, like the very tip, tip. Now I can put the bobby pin through the hole of the bead. So I'm putting it through here, put it through, and then you should be able to pull the lock through the rest of the bead. There. Take the bobby pin off. Now it's threaded. So from here, I'm just going to wrap the lock kind of like around. I'm gonna wrap it around like this. And now I'm gonna take the rubber band and then just secure the bead on top of the locks. I'm gonna put it around like that. And then boom. The hair is secured around the bead. That's how I did put the beads on the end of my lock. And if this is something that you want to do, I definitely recommend putting the cowrie shells on earlier on in your lock journey, because I was able to catch my locks early when the tips were still malleable and they weren't already rounded out at the bottom. Like if you see some of these, I wouldn't be able to put cowrie shells on the end of them anymore because the end of the locks would be way too thick for me to even put them inside of the shell. So if you have thinner locks, then you're already at an advantage. You probably wouldn't have that problem even when your locks do get mature. But I have thick locks. I have 72 locks. So right now it would be a bit more of a challenge since they're all pretty much mature. I do plan on getting some crystals to put in my locks and some like gold, those gold things that like wrap around. And when I do put those in, I'll be sure to notify y'all. I'll be sure to let y'all know. But if you enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. But until then, I'm sending peace your way, love your way, and joy to you, your family, and your friends. All right, y'all. Peace.